Why South Korea? Why not? Wait, three words. Lee Min Ho. Annyeonghaseyo, mabuhay! Hello everyone! Before we start, I would just like to introduce myself because you might be wondering who am I and what am I going to talk about in this video. So hi, I am Belle from Manila, Philippines. I'm currently taking my PhD degree in Energy Science and Technology here in Yongji University Yongin campus. So it's actually an integrated master's and PhD program. So it's straight to PhD program. So I've been living in Korea for almost 3 years already. And in this video, I have compiled the questions that I frequently get as an international student here in South Korea, and I will answer them one by one. So I really hope that this video would be helpful and somehow motivational or encouraging, especially to those who would like to study here in South Korea. Let's start! It was November 2016. So my professor right now, he visited my college university, which is Adamson University. So hello Adamsonians. And at the time, my professor was looking for students who would like to pursue graduate studies in Korea under his supervision in his laboratory. So that time, I was in love with South Korea because of the K-drama influence, the K-pop, and I also wanted to pursue graduate school anyway after getting my college degree, so I decided to give it a try. So there was the interview that time, and I submitted a copy of my transcript of records and resume. So this was November 2016. Fast forward to March of 2017, my professor right now emailed my college professor that I was accepted for an integrated master's and PhD program. So yeah, that's pretty much the story of how I got the scholarship. Here in Korea, there's a lot of universities and professors that are looking for students who would like to study under their supervision. So if you know anyone who's already studying here, you may want to ask them if their professor or their university is currently looking for students. Besides from university and laboratory funded scholarships, in Korea they also have the Korean Government Scholarship Program and the KOICA scholarship, which is intended for the government officials of developing countries. So for the next couple of videos, I will try to discuss these different types of scholarship and how to apply to these scholarships. In the scholarship I got, I'm not actually required to learn or to be fluent in Korean language, but guys, I highly recommend that you learn their language. Since Korea is not an English-speaking country, it will be really helpful if you learn the language. And besides, the Koreans, the locals, they really appreciate it if you know how to speak their language, and they're really trying to promote Korean. So there are a lot of free classes you can attend to learn their language. In my university, or here specifically in our department, there are a lot of international students from India, Philippines, Ethiopia. So the classes are in English, thankfully. But I know some students who are required to take classes like from other university which are in Korean. So in my case, the classes are in English. Before I answer this question, I would just like to emphasize that besides from master's and PhD degree, there's also foreign students here who are getting their college degree and are under an exchange program. So if I'm not mistaken, an exchange program lasts for a semester. In my case, which is an integrated master's and PhD program, ideally, I would like to emphasize the word ideally, it's for 4 years. Master's degree, ideally 2 years. PhD degree, ideally 3 years. So I hope my emphasis on the word ideally didn't scare you off, but it really depends if the graduation requirements are met, and it varies from university to university, major to major, and professor to professor. Is it difficult? I can't say that it's difficult. I think the proper word to describe my studying experience here is that it's a challenging experience. It's achievable, but it's challenging. Personally, I like studying. My friends know that. So I think that if something is really your passion, if you really want to achieve something, then you'll just enjoy it and work hard for it. So for me, it's not difficult to study here in Korea. And if I may add, to lessen the difficulty of studying here in Korea, study their language. It will be really, really helpful. Well, the scholarship I got actually provided allowance. So my housing expenses, food, transportation, phone bills, utilities. So I get the payment for those things from that allowance, and yes, it's enough. So for the next video, I'm also planning to share with you like the breakdown of my allowance and how much does it cost to be a foreign student in South Korea. So just stay tuned for more study in Korea videos, okay? How did I adjust here? I've never been away from my family. So I actually thought that I would had a hard time adjusting here, but surprisingly no. I don't know, maybe because I love South Korea, and since Philippines is not that far from from South Korea, it's just a 4-hour flight. So my family would visit me here sometimes, and I'm really, really thankful for that. In addition, there are a lot of Filipino students here in my university. So when I first came here, they helped me adjust, they gave me tips, suggestions, and Filipinos are everywhere in South Korea. There are a lot of Filipino communities, Filipino restaurants. So whenever I miss Filipino food, I would just go to those restaurants. And lastly, we have here an official student organization of the Filipino students. So we call it Pinoy Scholars of Korea, or PICO. And PICO facilitates activities or gatherings for the Filipino students here from different universities. So through PICO, I was also able to meet a lot of Filipino students here in South Korea. So yeah, that's it. Definitely, in my 3 years of stay here in South Korea, it has become a home away from home. Plans after graduation. Right now, I don't have any definite plan yet, but if given the chance, I would like to pursue a postdoctoral position here, or maybe a job, and then eventually go back to the Philippines. Why South Korea? This is actually an easy question for me. I could answer it in 2 words. Why not? Wait! 3 words, 3 words, 3 words. Lee Min Ho. But kidding aside, besides from South Korea being the land of samgyeopsal and the land of oppa and the land of Lee Min Ho, there's a lot of things to love about South Korea. I've always been fond of this country. I've always admired their culture, their tradition, and how they were able to preserve those. So yeah, the food, the seasons, the transportation system, the convenience, the people, the discipline of the people. So yeah, there's a lot of things to love about this country. I've been here for 3 years already, and I'm still in awe of the beauty of South Korea as a country. Best part of studying in Korea. For me, the best part is also the worst part before. But as time passed by, my perspective of things changed, and now I only see it as the best part. It's being alone, it's being by myself. As I've mentioned, I've never been away from my family. So the thought of going to South Korea, even though it's the land of samgyeopsal, the land of Lee Min Ho, it's in a foreign country where I don't know the language, I don't know any people. So it was really terrifying at first. But looking back at the past, and then right now, I realized that studying here in Korea helped me and allowed me to grow not just as a student, as a researcher, but also as an individual. Since I am alone, I only have myself to support me. So I was able to get to know myself better, my strengths, my weaknesses, what I can do, what I'm capable of achieving. So I've said too much already. Bottom line is, going to South Korea, studying here allowed me to grow, not just as a student or as a researcher, but as an individual. So thank you South Korea. That's it, guys. I hope that this video, the questions, the answers were helpful to you. And if you have any more questions or would just like to know more about studying in Korea, please just feel free to comment it down below and I will try to discuss it and make a video about it. So yeah, that's it. Stay tuned to this channel for more study in videos, study in Korea content, and don't forget to subscribe. And one last thing, guys, don't forget to like and follow the official Instagram and Facebook page of Study in Korea, and you may also check their website for additional information. So I have put the links down below. So thank you for watching, guys. I really hope I was able to help you, encourage you somehow to pursue your study here in South Korea. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in our next video. 감사합니다. 안녕.